Pop off.
All right. Thisyourstop Podcast. Thisyourstop podcast. You can find it like that on YouTube. Please click subscribe, like, comment, talk your shit, share it too. It's free. I swear to God. I'm Machine Gun Johnny, Johnny Tsunami, Johnny Winfrey, and who do we have here? The owner.
It's your boy Boston Craft. You already know what it is. Look it up. This your stop podcast. Show some love. Show some support. We out there. Hit them likes. You already know what it is.
Who I got next to me?
This is Tree Allison. You can find me at Tree Allison on all social media platforms, or you can check me out at Business in Bullswinky, also on all media platforms, social media platforms.
Yep, I'm Lil Booker. You can find me at Book Her Beauty Bar on all platforms, or Lil's Lifestyle on TikTok.
Okay.
Early, look them up. Show that love. Show that support. You know, we need that support.
Like, share, and subscribe. Everybody.
It's free. If you don't watch it, just click on it. Go do what you're doing. Anywho, I just want to say happy birthday to my grandmother. It's her birthday today. She passed away a couple years ago, so I'm having a little champagne on her behalf. Also, happy birthday, Miss Louise. Happy birthday to all the grandmothers. And speaking of grandmothers and our elders, our ancestors, do you think that, I hate to say stronger, but I'm going to word it like that, are the women stronger or different than they are today?
I'll start off. I think if I was my younger self, I would have said, yeah, I was much stronger, right? But at my older, growner, more, person with more wisdom, I would say, no, I wasn't nearly as strong as I thought I was. I think I was a little more sheltered than I realized. It wasn't until my mother passed away that I realized, like, oh, wow, I don't know anything. I knew nothing. I was really behind the 8 ball on a lot of things. I generally thought that, the young girls growing up now were a lot more, conditioned in a way where they had a lot more. I feel like they have way more support than we had back then. But yeah,
That's kind of like what I think. Not to cut you off, but that's what I think like made women stronger back then. You didn't have all these things you have now. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have all these outreaches and shit you could really do. You had to do shit on your own, So I definitely think this time women are weaker than a motherfucker,
You think it's strength or it's like necessity? Like that's not necessarily a good thing because we didn't have the same resources we had before. We had to figure it out and wing it.
Right.
I think everything is so much instantaneously to where women don't grow. Women stay stuck in the same place these days. You know what I'm saying? There's really nobody to keep it real with a woman these days. When we was growing up, or the elders, it was like, motherfuckers told you about yourself when you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Everything now is just like, it's okay. Shit's not okay. You know what I'm saying? So these women now do a bunch of shit without thinking. Even women getting shot these days, and like, mothers not feeling it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying it didn't happen back in the days, but it was like motherfuckers knew that shit was a problem. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays it's like, oh, my daughter got shot last week. Like, damn, what? It's just nothing.
But
so
the sky
I definitely
is blue.
feel, like on a weaker, stronger, yeah, and you could tell by just the way these kids is growing up. Kids is fucked up. So it lets you know, like, this generation is a weaker generation, you know what I'm saying? Because back then it was like, it was more disciplined, we was just talking about it, motherfuckers were scared of their parents, these days now, parents is like fucking buddies, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think the other part too, to your point, is that grandmothers are fucking 30 years old.
Yeah,
that's another thing.
There's no my dear, there's no big mom, there's none of that. Our generation was probably the last generation to have grandparents that were goddamn adults.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
And so that whole piece is missing. And so then we're growing up with our kids, right? Like, so we're only like 14 and 15 years older than our damn kids at this point. And so now we create this relationship where, you know, there's a real small line between friend and parent.
Right, right.
And so that's kind of where that shit.
But
that shit
but a
plays
lot of
out.
these days, like motherfuckers, it's like it ain't no line. It's just like, yo, we buddies. Females be buddies with their daughters. Like, they daughter talk to them the way they talk to their homegirl.
Right.
Be like, who the, like, you know, certain times I done been around and be like, who the fuck was she talking to? You know what I'm saying?
Looking
like,
around like,
right, like, you know what I'm saying? That shit mother you talking, you know, and it be like too friendly. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
with me, I even feel that like with my son, we go through a lot of shit because I'm more of a parent. I'm more like, nah, I'm not for a lot of shit. We're not buddies. I'm not your guy.
and you know what's crazy? You just counteracted your first point. Is that you and your older son are very close in age comparatively, but you still weren't buddy with him, even though y'all damn near grew up together.
Because that's what I'm saying. It was like a different generation.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
My mother was a teenage parent too, but I know who.
You knew shit you could do
Who
and
ain't my
what you
friend.
couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? So with him, he know, like with me, I'm checking him on shit. Like Trina said, like, you fuck up, you fucked up. Like, I'm not about to say and be like, oh, nah, that was nah, what the fuck was you thinking? You know what I'm saying? So I think with him, it's like we go through more shit far as like not speaking, but it be out of me being a parent. You know what I'm saying? And I'd rather that than I feel like speaking on Lil Dre, he would have been doing more shit if we was buddies. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he felt I was just a cool dad, we be nigga probably out of order. You know what I'm saying? But he know, like, now my pops, that motherfucker coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gonna talk shit, he gonna cuss me out, might fuck me up. I don't know what I'm gonna get, you know? So I definitely think with that, do you think it's a difference with a shortage of men these days in the home?
I do think it's a difference, but I just want to rewind back because I want to play the other side of this because my kids are my friends.
Right.
While y'all doing that, like, no, my kids is my homies, so
Right.
that's probably, like, and I have had times where I have to say, like, oh, this is why they might go too far, like,
Right.
say something too slick or be playing too hard or whatever,
Right.
or their friends even, because I play with them way too much. They
Right.
get a little, but I see where the line's blurred. But for me, it's like they ain't out of control though.
No, they're not
like
out of control.
I got control. Like I'm still the mama. Like, but they are like, but they're also adults. This wasn't really as much when they was little, but
And it's different if you
but
have
it's still yeah, like
They're
they're
grown ass kids.
Yeah,
like,
they're
if you-
grown,
No,
like
but it's
the-
different if you're a buddy with like your kid's a good kid. Like a lot of kids be
Like, you gotta know your children.
You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
gotta know like they are not bad. They don't do much. You know what I'm saying? But they might get into their little dumb shit. But it might be little dumb shit. So
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
be cool. But certain times when your kids is brought up in these fucked up neighborhoods, you don't have time to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when you have good kids, they growing up, you gonna be cool with them, and I can see that happening. But coming up in like, you know, a project right now,
yeah.
fuck
My
no,
kids
we
didn't
couldn't
come
be,
up down here neither,
Right,
so that's
and that's- and
different.
that'd
So
be
it's
the
a little bit
difference, you know.
different. Yeah.
Cause some of
That's
these
true.
kids really be fucked up. But I do feel I feel it be a lack of like men too. You know what I'm saying? In these homes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a big problem because there's no father, there's no structure of like a man's presence or whatever. Like nobody's fearing. Like I don't know though because shit, we were scared of my mother.
Yeah, we
I
were
came
very-
up in a single parent home in the hood, and we were scared of my mother because she'd come for you, like come get your ass. But it was more like embarrassment.
Yeah, they're not here like.
She
you know,
wasn't like
trying to
punching
hit you
nobody in
yeah,
the face, but she
embarrassed
definitely
the
was.
shit
Nah,
out of
but
you.
back
She'd
then I
check the
think
shit out of
too,
us,
it was
too,
more
but-
like uncles and brothers really played a
Yeah,
role.
my brother definitely
in
was my father.
women, like, you know what I'm saying?
Period.
So
Yep,
it was
that's
like
a fact.
different far as like back then your father wasn't there, but your uncle was like your pops,
Yeah,
or your brother
yeah.
was like your pops,
Yeah.
or you had a man that would dig in your ass.
You right.
And I
you
feel
right about that.
nowadays like it's no men that do that shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
See,
families
there's
ain't even
another
families
side to
like that.
From my perspective, like, so my dad, And a lot of people, often thought that I came from a single home. My father always lived in the house with us.
Right.
My whole
That's
entire
crazy,
my
too.
whole entire life. But my dad's quiet, right? And so my mother was the strong person in the household, so she made the decision, she made the move, she was doing with the boys, she was the boisterous one, she was the one that, often acted a nigga, you know what I mean? She was the one who turned up, it was always her, and
Right.
so for me, it's always been difficult for me to allow a man to come into my space and lead me, because I never seen that.
Right.
I didn't see my mother or even give my father space to do any leading.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, for me, the other side is like sometimes having a male in the household, just from my perspective,
Right.
it didn't.
I was just
It was the
thinking that.
same result.
Mhm.
I got the same result as if the male was not, because it wasn't
Yeah,
that
'cause he was
had
too
that
passive.
influence. You know what I mean? He was
Do
way
you
too
think
passive,
like it's like it's hard to let a male lead to let a
Now-
male lead a woman?
For me, I have to trust that you have the ability to lead me, right? Like, I don't want nobody leading me into no goddamn brick wall. I don't want you leading me to
You
the
off a
next
cliff.
bitch garage. I don't want
Yeah,
you
that's that
leading me
garbage shit,
into
too.
your baby mother's parking. Like, I don't want any of that. And
Right,
so
right.
oftentimes you put a nigga in a position to lead you somewhere, and you end up like, where in the entire fuck did am I at now?
Right.
And so there has to be a huge amount of trust that I'm seeing, and you're acting and you're moving in such a way. I'm willing and I'm open to it. I just haven't experienced nobody strong enough to come in and step in that space and be like, all right, this is what we're going to do. Here we go. And I'm like,
Right.
all right, nigga, let's roll. We out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
But do you feel it's more out of like you said in the beginning, you seeing your mom's always lead?
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and not like your pops leading.
Right.
Like with me growing up, always seen my mother lead.
Right.
I never seen a man really take control of the crib. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So sometimes I feel with a lot of us when they grow up, with a man is difficult because it really wasn't one there, or if it was one there, your mother was like the one in charge.
Right.
You know what
And
I'm
so
saying?
you don't even know what that's supposed to look like. And so I didn't learn that until 44, 45, where I'm like, okay, maybe I need to be a little more submissive, and maybe I need to start looking at this a little bit, because I can't just be strength all day long. And then what's his position? Where does he have a space to come in and
What's his
apply?
position? And it's tiring.
Right.
This shit's
Right.
tiring.
Right.
But
You know
do
what I
you
mean?
think the younger you should have followed? Looking back now, do you feel like
Fuck no. Everybody I was fucking with was thugs and gangbangers. They was
Right.
about to lead me to prison. I'd have been the Framingham 10, what they had now, 9, 8, 9. I'd have been the fucking 9th bitch. No, like they would have,
Right.
I would have been on the episode of fucking For My Man.
For My Man,
fucking
right,
with
right,
him.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
was on really on that. You know
I
how
was about
crazy
to
shit
say.
was. Like we
Yeah.
done got, like we done, like
Yeah,
I've
we
been
done
on the
some
bus
cool shit.
with the crew, and the police hop on the bus and nigga throw a gun in my lap, and I'm sitting on the bus with the shit tucked.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't.
Nigga, that could have got me a bit. Like there's just too many times where I'm looking back like, bitch, what the fuck?
right, right,
Okay.
It was
right.
dumbing out.
But wait a minute, when we was younger, for me, like my mother's strong as fuck. My mother was married multiple times before I was born. My mother's last husband. They separated when I was a kid, so I
Right.
never really, I didn't experience that life or whatever, which is
Right.
weird because they was together for like 15 years, and then when I came, my brother, it was over.
Right.
So she was like beast mode, like no dudes, like I'm not
Right,
doing
right.
that. Like it's all about me and my kids. And she went hard like that. So I never even saw a man like with my mother.
Really?
She was like really, and my mother's a boss. Like that's not just me talking. Like
Right.
like she walk in the room, you know it. Like you know
Right.
what you're dealing with. So I had that. But it's not just my mother. It's like my crew was like me, Trina, and there was a couple of other of us, and we all were very similar in behavior. I feel like so for me, I feel like I would have never tried to be submissive or let somebody lead me back then. Not even just because my mother was my example, but then like
Your village.
this motherfucker right here, I couldn't even be like.
I was a thug. I
Yeah,
was a fucking thug.
like
out
let a
there.
motherfucker be like,
You
"Yo,
already
come
know.
here," and I'd be like, "Okay." I'd be like,
I'd be looking like,
Right,
he'd
right.
be
you
like,
tell that nigga to walk over
yeah,
here.
exactly.
I'm
The
like,
fuck?
nah. Like,
So-
don't do that. Like,
It wasn't until I was much older that I realized, like, I'm talking about, I have been in relationships with dudes where my friends be like, yo, this motherfucker said he don't want Lil to let us use the I had 2 bathrooms. The nigga said, this the guest bathroom, this our bathroom.
Right.
My friends was like, nah, what the fuck is wrong with her? And I'm really like, damn, is something wrong? Am I supposed to? Like, my shift wasn't even necessarily what I was led by. It was like the crew I was with. It was like, nah, I'm the nigga. So
you know what another point of view is, because it could be like no father, no male in the house. You had a father present, but you might as well not have. My parents were teenage parents. They were never a couple, but I had both of my parents. I had my father in my life still to this day, thank goodness. That could play a part in why I'm the strong one. Because I had a father figure that this is my example of what a man should be doing. And if you're not up to that, it's the same lasting effect. I'm not going to follow you off a cliff just because I didn't have a dad. I have a dad. He showed me what I'm supposed to follow. So you still in this mindset of strong black woman. You know what I'm saying? So it's detrimental and a blessing too.
It has to be like a
balance.
You need a balance.
So what is a sign of, not a sign, but what would you say makes a man a good man? Like what are signs
like some
that
qualities
you look for that you say, okay, he's a good man?
Now,
responsible.
again, my younger self, I'm like just I'm from the projects, and I don't wear it as a badge. It just is what it is, and it's just
Shout
really
out to Jax.
Fact, and it's just really ingrained in me a certain kind of a way, and so my younger self would have said, like, find me, like, the nearest gangbanger who's at the top of the food chain, don't want them following niggas, got to be the nigga at the top type shit, and that never got me anywhere, right? But then in my older life, I realized it wasn't so much that I liked gangbangers, it was that my dad, didn't exhibit any sort of strength. No diss to my dad. I love my dad. He's my dad. He's always been there. No diss to my dad. He is who he is. I respect him and I love him, and it's just, that's what it is. But because he didn't show me a sense of security in that way, for me, I don't want to deal with anybody who can't provide a level of security where I feel in their presence, I feel completely like safe. And just based on where I grew up at, all that there was people that were in gangs. And so that's kind of what it was. But now I recognize it's not that I want a gangbanger, it's that I prefer an alpha male. I don't do well with betas. I'm a fucking alpha female. I can't do nothing with no beta man. And my energy doesn't allow for me to just walk over a nigga because I can. I'm not that type of female. So, like, if you don't got the right kind of temperament, you can't.
Too, for all you women that don't know, that is the real meaning of alpha female. Alpha female is not going to walk over a man because she could. Alpha female walk the fuck away. And that's what people be getting fucked up. They think the alpha woman is the woman that walks all over the dude and do a bunch of shit. That's not the alpha. That's the beta woman. The alpha woman is either going to fuck with you or get the fuck away from you. One or the other.
I need a formidable opponent. You understand what I'm saying? Not like an opponent like that, but you know what I mean? Like, I need to be
some
equally
balance
yoked in that way, because I'm a very strong-willed human.
So definitely with yours, you would say more security. Like, you have to feel secure with it.
You have to be honest. Like, tell me whatever. Tell me, don't have me out here looking crazy. Because a lot of men love to call a female crazy, and then if he ever took the moment to look back at the fuck shit he did, you led this bitch right down crazy road and put her right on the curb, like, and drop the food, drop this bitch out. Now you're like, why you acting like that, nigga? You told me to, nigga. Like, you doing all this fuck shit. So it's like, a lot of men don't find crazy bitches, they turn them crazy.
I be telling dudes that too, like something I learned maybe like 2-3 years ago, that if you if you mess with somebody and you look at this person fucked up, 9 out of 10 you need to look in the mirror because you're fucked up yourself. Like, good people don't attract fucked up people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I always tell men that when they like, yo, shorty, whatever, it's like, bro, you gotta look at yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because 9 out of 10, if she's out of order, you're really out of order too.
Right.
Women's a reflection of yourself, especially when you really deal with somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that be my look on it. Like, when it come to dudes, people don't look at it in that manner.
Right.
They just look at it, yo, she out of order, this bitch is crazy, like you said.
Right.
When it's like, you're crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, crazy attract crazy.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it just can't, when a female's crazy or a male's crazy and one person ain't, get the fuck away from it.
It's that simple.
You know what I'm saying?
It really is that goddamn simple.
Oh, but for me, you said tell you. I do want you to tell me the truth, but honestly, more than just telling me the truth, I want you to just act accordingly. Like,
Right.
I don't want you to be coming like, all right, we're in a relationship. You gonna come in and be like, yo, babe, I fucked with this bitch. Like, no, just don't fuck with the bitch. Like, don't do that.
Right.
Like, to me, I feel like they act like you can't control that. Like, that's a controlled thing. That's a choice.
Right.
You chose to be in a relationship. Be in that motherfucking relationship. You don't want to be in a relationship. Be single and mess with who you want.
So you want honesty.
I want honesty
In a certain
but
way.
I want honesty, but I just want respect. Like if I think people got it fucked up in general with like what is a relationship. So if me and you are dating, and you're dating other people, that's your business. We're dating. Like,
Right,
it's a dating
right.
thing. But if we're a couple,
Right.
why do I? No, I don't want. Oh, you don't want honesty because I don't want you to. No, I don't want you to go fuck with another bitch. Why are you doing that? Like,
Or
you
make
don't-
that be known in your
Yeah,
relationship.
like, why is that? How
Like-
is that
But I
even
just
part of
wanna.
it?
This is the only thing, because that's something I really been wanting to ask female. Why is a male fucking so important on a list? Like, why is that so high?
Like having sex with other people.
Why
While
is
you're
that?
in a relationship, or you mean like, what do you talk
Like,
about?
far as like, even like when you meet people, just say like y'all kicking it, y'all chopping it up. Say y'all went on a couple days, and you really be like, well, you know, what's some of the shit you really don't like? I feel as a man, number one always be, I don't want nobody fucking with nobody, and I just always wonder, like, why is that the shit you look for in a man?
Like, so you
Because
saying,
motherfuckers get out of hand. Look at how shit gets, especially Austin's that big. Like, oh, and just by nature, when women, like, okay, I'm messing with you. Now Trina's messing with you. Now I want to fuck Trina up. Why? Like, it's so, yeah, who want to be running around fighting bitches and being
But
mad
it's
and
not
doing
about
all that?
it's not about
It
like,
comes with that.
him being a good man. There's mad other shit, but I just feel with women when you say it, that
It's
is like
part
the
of
number
it.
one thing.
Because to me it's like if we're intimate, then that's it, exactly what it is. I'm giving you the
Because he
best
could
of
be-
me,
he
not
could
just my
be-
heart, but my whole body, my everything.
But he could
And
fuck
you
with
doing
you.
that with other people too, then
But
come
he
on.
could fuck with you and like not be security, or he could fuck with you and not have his shit together, or he could fuck
No,
with
for
you.
me, I want security, and I want the
are we talking about
package.
in a
like-
relationship? Are we talking
Yeah, in a
about
relationship.
Oh, in a relationship.
Like,
Okay.
because
I'm
I'm
messing
like
with
when you
No,
like,
first you said dating, so
Yeah,
which
that-
Oh
one?
no, I don't mean dating.
no,
I mean like
I mean
in a
like
straight
even
relationship.
just in general, I feel like with women is just like that is a high one or two. It's
So you
one or
saying
two.
like when you're starting a date, and then you're like, oh, do you mess with somebody, or you fuck with someone, or you saying like?
I think
did you
a
fuck-
woman shouldn't even ask that shit when you dating somebody.
When you're dating it,
I don't even
I-
think you should
it's
even.
like-
You know what I'm saying? That to me, that's kind of
because
crazy
it's
for you
weird.
to.
Because you know, if a motherfucker's
I mean,
dating
not-
you,
I mean,
he's
not-
dating.
But
Right.
I'm saying
Dating.
like because
Right.
sometimes dating includes bread. Well, y'all.
Yeah, but that's
sometimes-
a choice.
Sometimes that includes, you know what I mean, exchanges. And so
Right.
like then it's like, okay, what does that? I don't know. I mean, I guess you don't walk into it like you fucking somebody, like you don't do that. But I'm just saying, like, you don't ask, like, you know, are you dealing with somebody, whatever that looks like for you.
But
You know
I
what
think
mean?
like when we
You want to know what
It's
you're getting
like
into.
when
Right,
Maybe
that's what
not-
I'm saying. Not like who
Like,
you
when I
dropping
meet
dick
you,
at.
that's
I don't
what
know
I'm
what
saying.
ad you drop dick at, but I do want to know.
when I
if
meet
somebody-
you, if I fuck with you and I think you're pretty or whatever else, I know somebody else think you're pretty and somebody like so you have to put yourself in that spot. You just can't say you fucking with somebody. I think that's
not
crazy.
the first question, but if you get to
No,
know
no, I'm saying
somebody,
I think that shit's crazy on the 8th day.
Really?
That shit is out of
You
order.
think once you're fucking somebody that you shouldn't know if they fucking somebody else?
It's still out of order even after the
Like,
nah.
After y'all fuck,
or before y'all fuck?
I could agree with before. I was still
'Cause you
ask like
would
you
wanna
messing with
know.
somebody, but after you exchange, I'm like,
I'm not
you
gonna.
dropping dick
It
anywhere else. I
depends
kind of want to
on
know that.
how
like,
long it took for y'all to fuck. Some people fuck first night. No, you shouldn't ask me
You
that.
don't
like
ask me
that.
next day like, so.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so if we ain't take no months to do this shit, and we took some hours, fuck no. But I think like why not care about like how a man treats you? Like
who
how
said
he
you
fucking
don't
with
care
you.
about
I
that?
do
You can
care
care
about
about
how
multiple
men-
things at once.
Right.
It's cool, but
Absolutely.
you can't.
That we are not a monolith.
It's
on.
just like even when I listen to one, I'll be like, yo, so because I'm good for that. When I meet a woman, yo, when we chopping it up, yo, some of the shit you don't. And soon as she say, I don't like nobody fucking with no, yeah, I ain't fucking with you. You out of order. This shit is already programmed in your head for you to be thinking some shit like this. You have no win with that.
But
As a man,
theoretically,
I
everybody
understand
is fucking with somebody, right?
Exactly.
Like everybody got like this. Like I don't believe there's one absolutely single motherfucker on the planet.
And that's why I don't think
And so,
nobody
like,
should ask that. You
but-
should know that.
Well, it's that people just don't know how to be single because when you're dating somebody, legit just dating, whether you choose to fuck them or not, you're single. So are they.
Right, but the lines always. That's we were having a conversation about dating, and because I'm like, I'm fucking all old and shit, trying to start dating and
that's
shit,
just
and trying to
a whole
date
nother
and
motherfucking
date with an open fucking mind and date with, you know what I mean, submissiveness in my heart and shit like that.
Right.
And I'm like, that's some bullshit, dog. I don't know
Right.
what the fuck to do. I don't know what the fuck to do. What I'm supposed to be asking, what I should say, how I shouldn't. I don't know none of this fucking shit.
Because I feel like with a woman when it comes to a man, I feel like all you have to do is just play your position. I don't feel you should have to do anything else. Like you should know how you moving if you know if he fuck with you.
Right.
I don't feel you should have to ask me.
Right.
Do you think I fuck with you? Look at the way you moving. You know what I'm saying? So
Now, I'm big on action. I say that
You
all
know
the
what I'm
time.
saying?
It's what
Yeah.
you do is, you know what I mean?
because I always tell people, even with me, like love is an action word. That shit ain't just yo, I love
I
you.
want to hear that shit.
You got a motherfucking
I
show
want to
me
hear
love.
that shit. Like,
I was just.
I want
don't
to
wanna hear it. I want you to
I want
show
to
me.
see it too.
Why can't
I
you
wanna
have
see
both?
it too,
Right.
but I want you
But-
to tell me
but
too.
what if
Fuck,
there's
that's
an
part of the
imbalance,
problem
though?
out here. No. Why do everybody act like you either get to have the action or you get the fucking words? No. I want you to show me you motherfucking love me, and I want you to reassure my black ass that you fucking love me. What's wrong with that? Because I do it.
Because if he show you, then you know it. And see,
I
and this
do
is,
it.
And this is another thing where I say, it come from how you was raised. Because I always say that too. Like, my grandmother, there wasn't too many times she said, "Yo, I love you," but she always showed me love.
Right, you knew she
in
loved
her
you.
actions.
Yeah,
They
but
was
if
shit
she would have
did
said
with-
it to you, you would have felt good as hell. I'm
But
telling you.
it showed me growing up that a person that love you is gonna show they love you. They're not gonna tell you, because anybody tell you they love you.
See, that's because
Motherfuckers
you didn't
use that
get
word all
both
the
though.
time.
Because,
Yeah,
for
I'm
example, my mama she showed her love to everybody,
Right.
and she tell you too. I love you. I love you. All
Right.
right, we hanging up. I love you. My whole family, my kids, we do it, everything. But it's not just words. It's actions. We show it too. We a whole team out
Well, I
here.
think
We a
the difference
force.
I
But
think
we
the difference
use it
is,
too. I want to hear it.
The
It
difference is,
feels
like,
good.
like I was talking about my dad. Like my dad, literally in my entire life, I can tell you probably on
Speaking
two
of Mike Tree.
fingers.
Speaking of Mike.
Oh, I'm sorry. On two fingers, where my dad has told me he loved me. I'm
Right.
47 now,
Right.
but I know I'm not misunderstood that my dad loved me because his actions, what he does, how he shows up, shows
Right.
me, and so that has taught me to be okay with actions.
Right.
So I don't need words. In
But
fact,
how did
I
it feel
prefer-
when
no,
he
no,
said it?
No, it felt good, but what I'm saying is like it
You
wasn't.
remember that it was 2 times.
I do, but I remember it was 2 times, but because he shows up in the way that he does,
But
show
like
how
she
he
said,
shows
I
up.
know
it's enough.
motherfuckers that told me they love me and put no action behind it. I know a bunch of people
Well,
that
who
was
would
like,
want that? Nobody. I'm
that's
saying
what-
I want both, man. I'm
that's
greedy.
what,
I
but
want it
that's
all.
what usually I feel like when a person use that shit loosely, there's really no love behind that shit.
Well, see, you
know
didn't
what
been
I
with the
mean?
wrong motherfucker because for me, I'm going to show you. You deal with me, they going to say, this bitch loved me. Like,
Right.
but
That's
I
what
also am going to say, I love you. If I do, I'm not just running around here saying it to be saying it. Like, that's corny. But I'm saying, if I do, I'm going to say it. Because for me, I didn't experience a lot of death, a lot of loss, a lot of shit like that. So for me, I always think, first of all, like, if I don't talk to Trina's ass, like, if I'm calling her, like, I think something happened.
Right.
For me, yeah, when I see you, it's like, all right, we're leaving each other. All right, love you. Like, all right, I love you. Like,
Right.
it's not just a word for me, but for me, I don't know. I feel some type of grace in that. If something happened to me, even though you knew my actions, you still gonna be like, damn.
That's the last thing she said was, "I love you."
Exactly. I
But
want
the
to
other
feel
part
that.
is I
Like,
can't hold
But
on to your word that I love you. I can hold on to your action
Right.
of love. And
No
so
bullshit.
that action of love will carry over way more
Way
than
more
those words
than
ever will.
right, but see, this is what I'm saying. Why y'all keep making it either or?
No, it's not
I
either
want
or.
both.
Everybody
Because-
has a different love language, right?
Right,
so your
right.
love
Talk
language
about
is
love
both.
language.
My love language is because based on what my upbringing is, and because I had to receive love a certain kind of way in order to know my dad loved me, and I knew he wasn't gonna say I love you. I had to receive it and see, okay, he's doing this. My dad been giving me allowance since I was goddamn 8 years old.
Right.
Faithfully, I was the only kid in the project running around with new sneakers every
Right.
week, doing all. That
True
was his
indeed,
love,
I
yeah,
remember
you know what I
that.
mean? Love language. I knew
Right.
what it was. He showed me in those certain ways, and so I had to accept it.
And
so
that's
now,
another thing that why I say that too, because like even with Trina, always opened the door to me, had me as a kid a lot. Never said, but always show me she loved me.
Right.
Always show me I got you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I feel like the people that really love me, they showed me.
right,
It
right,
was no
right.
reason for you to tell me because it was like, nah, I'll show you, I got you. Anytime,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So there's so many. What I feel like now, that shit is just tossed around.
right,
You could just say it. People
No,
don't
I
even
get
really
what
know
you're
that
saying.
shit is an action word.
right.
Mm-hmm.
They really just think like, yo, I love this person.
Right.
You know, it's like a motherfucker using bro. I always tell me, don't bro me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, we not brothers. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? The people that know me, you don't know that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel with that, like, love have to be put into action more than us just saying it.
And your
So
action
if I had
can.
to pick one or the other, obviously I'd pick the action. But I'm saying I want both.
No, and that's okay.
Hashtag I want both.
But I think what we're saying just is that, like, you may come across someone who's more like me, and my love language is like, I'm not really I love, like, that's just not my, like, I'm a fucking thug, basically, dog. Like, so, in my mind at least, right? So, but like, that's just not my thing. Like, I say I love you, but my thing is, like, I'd rather just express it. I'd rather just show you I got you. I'd rather just do those things. And so, what if you come across someone like me who is not expressive, whose love language is very different?
Right.
That don't mean I love you. It just means that, like, I don't know if I ever really said I love you to you, but I show up. I don't think I said it to you. Like, that's just not my thing. But I show up and I try to be in a space where you know I got you, and that's a sign of my love for you. Because if I didn't love you, I'm not fucking with you like that.
What
You
if
know
the
I'm saying?
person in your life, whether it's friends or your man,
Right.
what if they are expressing to you that I know that you love me, you show it, you show up, but you can say it from time to time, I would like that.
I would absolutely do that because they're just words, right?
Mhm.
Like, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't take anything from me to say I love you. It's just that if you're looking for that, like, a constant reassurance in that way, that's probably not something you'll get from a person like me. You get it from a person like Lil.
You
That
damn
way.
sure
Well,
ain't
not
getting it
really,
from me.
because I mean, now, yeah, I'd be like, yep, love you, love you, love you, love you. But, like, I'm saying the older me would be like, nigga, I'm not doing all that. But now it's like, I'm a whole different person.
Right,
It's like,
right.
yeah,
Because
like,
I feel too, mainly all the people that I say I love, I really love.
Right.
Like, I really don't have a person that I be like, yo, I love you, and it just be nothing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
you
it's
little
like
shit.
all the people that I love you. It's like I really mean that shit. And on top of me saying it, I show you in my actions that
That's
you know
what
what
I'm
I'm saying.
saying.
So it
Yep,
definitely
so
be
it's
like
dope.
that. But what do you think relationships is more together now than back in the days, or back in the days it was more together?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think there's like some mess in back then and
I
now.
feel like the older niggas are reverting.
I do.
I think
Yeah.
I feel like when we were younger, like, I was with my kid's dad for like something like 15 years, and we, fucked off relationship, produced some beautiful children, but we did things as a family. We went places.
Right,
We interacted with other, couples and like-minded individuals, and you don't quite see that these days.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of like, damn, I don't fucking know. It's kind of hard to, like, you know what I mean? Really.
Is it a shared experience, or is it like you niggas need to tighten up, or you broads need to tighten up, or we all need to tighten
No, we
up?
all need to tighten
I
up.
think,
But
yeah,
the
it's
dudes
across
are
the board.
dating young chicks now, right? Like, so now, we're getting to be our age. Like, we're all, you know what I mean, past 40.
Yeah,
and
we
now
old
these
models.
niggas is fucking around down by the high school and the college.
Right.
And we're what, supposed to fuck with these young niggas? I will not.
Right.
I will fucking not. I'm not fucking with nobody children. You know what I'm saying? Like, this literally motherfuckers out here. Like, I've had adults that I fucking grew up with say shit to me like, oh my God, I seen your son, he little bitch, watch your mouth. Your mama's the same way about you.
Right.
Your mama will stop speaking to a bitch about
Right.
trying to pull a stunt.
Right.
You might be with it, but you like,
Right.
you can drop some dick, he drop some dick over there, but I'm not fucking with you after that.
You
though.
already know that,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So like, as
Right.
long as you know after this is over.
Right.
But it really is. I feel like it's females that are messing with younger dudes, obviously, but I feel like the dudes, it's already a shortage. You know what I mean? We're already outnumbered in terms of male-female equations. So once you factor in now that you got the fucking young bitches in here competing.
It ain't just young bitches though. It's niggas out here with old bitches too.
But I'm
if
saying,
you want to
like,
have
but
2,
if you
3,
just talk
4
about our
bitches,
own
like
generation,
Right.
that fuck if our generation fucked with our generation, there's already a shortage anyway. But now our generation is fucking with the young bitches from the young generation, and these young niggas are still trying to scatter with these young bitches, and they ain't really, you know what I mean? A lot of these young niggas don't want no fucking old fucking 40-year-old old fuck. You know what I mean? Like, they ain't trying to hear that type of shit at all. Like,
They think
that,
the
so-
younger one is more moldable and
Right.
pliable, easier to
Absolutely.
manipulate if you need
Absolutely.
to.
That's exactly what the
So
fuck I
if you
think.
could give like men one tip to step their game up, it'd be what?
Wow.
Be authentic. Stand on your fucking square, dog. Like, whatever it is, wherever you are in life is where the fuck you are, right? And if I fuck with it, I'm gonna fuck with it. If I don't, I'm not. But don't
Don't be a chameleon.
do that shit. Just be who you are, and I can accept, oh, maybe you ain't got your shit all together. You need to make some changes. You need to do cool. But don't act like it's this way and it's really that. Don't
Right.
act like, and you know what I mean? My Marlo voice from The Wire. Don't have me thinking it's one way, nigga, and it's really another fucking way.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, be authentic. Nobody likes to stand on their square. It's cool. Whatever that square is. Like, this is who I am. This is how I give it up. You fuck with it? Yeah? Cool.
Right.
Dope. Let's go.
Right.
Nah? Cool. Get off my bus, bitch. Like, I'm out of
Right.
here. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta go. And it's that simple. But no one, I just wish people would just show up authentically as the fuck they are. You got a girl, cool. If I still want to fuck with you, I will. If I don't, I won't. Don't
Right.
act here like, no, I don't got no girl. And meanwhile, a bitch calling my phone the minute you left. You know what I mean? You done drop a bitch off. Like,
Right.
nigga, what the fuck is this about? You know what I mean? This bitch done
At
tracked
least
you.
know
Now she
what
pulled
you.
up.
At least know what you're dealing
Let
with.
me know what's going on. You know what I mean? Whatever. And it's not just like in terms of female. I'm talking about like wherever
Just
you are in your life.
Right.
Stand in your square, be authentic, and let's see what happens from there.
Right.
But
What you
even
think,
beyond
bro?
that, they gotta grow up a little bit, like mature. It seems like to me when I think back to like, even though my father wasn't in my house, like I know my father or whatever, and like
Right.
even like your father, like the my father's age range of man at this age now, like in the 40s, like he's very well like established and like
Right.
working and like either with a family or you know what I'm saying,
Right,
like
right,
something like there's like solidified household or something. Like it's not
Right.
just these dudes are still like out here like 20s a little bit, like
So you feel like more,
hopping from house to house and shit. That shit's weird. Or not even like yo, are y'all going to work? Like we don't work
Right.
anymore. Like
Right.
I'm just it's like what's the occupation looking like? Not even that anything has to be all money, but like that comes with a lifestyle. Like when
Right.
when you work, like yo, you grow up, you
Right.
mature, you move different. Like ain't no motherfucker going to work 40 hours a week and wanting to oh, I'm
just
stopping
said
this
the
bitch house, and then I'm gonna run and hang with these niggas, like, cause the nigga is tired. You gotta go home, get some good grub, and fucking watch some TV or do some shit. And to me, I also feel like if you running around here, you never gonna like build nothing solid. And then motherfuckers is always talking about ain't no solid shit out here, bitches. This niggas, this is like, yeah, but you not building on nothing. Like,
what are you doing?
Fuck down.
And it's crazy.
And
I just said that. I just said that this morning to a person. I was like, fucking the people that have women and they just fuck with their women are in better situations. The whole couple in general. I said the niggas that just be running around fucking with bitches is in fucked up situations because it said, you know, when y'all build together, you know, I always said that once you get a girl, I feel you should just build with her. Y'all should be trying to build something. It's like anything else is gonna fuck it up. And I be telling dudes like that shit's expensive. Fucking with this bro, that bro. It's like her birthday.
It gotta be exhausting.
Birthday. You know what I'm saying, bro? And that's what I be telling dudes. Like I don't know how other than you being a pimp, you would think about fucking with a bunch of bras because it's like it's too much shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. To just be doing in general.
Like you said, it's expensive, but y'all don't get tired.
Yeah, but I did personality.
But to me, and I'm a greedy, selfish bitch. I'm like, yo, how could you learn all about me? How could you focus on what we gonna do? How we gonna get up here if you got a little bit in her pocket, a little bit in her pocket, a little bit, and then by the time you get to me, you don't even fucking remember what the hell we even what's going on? And it's so much. Girl,
so you think so you basically think like niggas need to grow up,
mature, get like settle down, calm. And they old. It's weird to me. Like it's like I get folks went through their 20s, their 30s even, but when you hit 40 something, if you still ain't found yourself, Trina can have that nigga that's let me know where we at, where you at, no, I don't even want to talk to that nigga. Like, have something, be somewhere. Like, I want to be able to talk to a motherfucker. I don't want to talk about street shit or, like, corny shit. Like, I want to, like, where we going? What's our growth pattern? What are we looking to do? Where are we trying to be in the next 2 years? Fuck it. Like, if you still like, well,
but that's what I was saying about,
put in an application.
A lot of dudes that just be, old, especially like you said, like you over, say 45, you still fucking with chicks. You way out of like you have shit going on, and I be saying that all the time to dudes. But it make me think too. When you have a man, you ever smell the man's boxes?
I'm a grown ass. Nah. That's weird as fuck.
Weird as shit. I just had that. Never.
Like trying to smell.
By the way, do you
pussy
smell
on the niggas' boxers? Is that what the thought is?
Yeah, just smell the nigga.
No.
Now, do you mean for any reason, or you, like she said, are you trying to smell evidence of another woman, or just to see if he's nasty?
Like anything, no, not nasty shit, but like, yo.
No, to see if he's nasty. Like, he don't wipe his ass.
He was fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like, so,
like
whoever
residue.
nigga came in, dropped his shit, you know what I'm saying?
The average nigga's not smart. Like, bitches can tell when a nigga's, like, almost, right? Like, it's almost like,
I wish
you don't gotta do all that, but I'm saying, but just based off of, like, if you know your man's moves, you know how motherfucker like y'all or something, he's acting something.
So you don't even gotta smell the drawers because you already know what's up.
Like, what's different? You're not smelling drawers and doing all that weird.
Let me tell you something. I wish in the east part of the fucking hell I would
Sniff drugs.
Let me tell you something. I'm bad about shit like that. Like, I don't give a fuck. Let me tell you something, right? I'm not asking you. I'm not checking your fucking phone.
I'm not checking.
I'm not doing none of that shit. Like, if I get a goddamn vibe, like I'm gonna go all off your energy. If you start acting fucking weird and shit, I'm just gonna act weird with you, nigga. Like, we just gonna act weird.
We're opposite there. I'm asking. Do you mess with someone? Did you fuck somebody? What?
Cause the fuck I would ask one of these lying ass niggas.
I will. I'm gonna ask you lying ass, cause this is the thing. If we're together and we're in this situation, I'm gonna ask you because what I'm saying is,
no, he gonna
lie.
He gonna
lie.
Yep. And then so then later, It's like then
Ain't
you got,
no later. If I got
it is later because you always
dick,
find
I'm not
out.
fucking
You
with it
always
like
find
that.
out. That
Fuck
actually
that
don't
shit,
gotta
dog.
look for it. To me, I want to. If I'm saying like, yo, did you fuck that chick? And the nigga's like, I ain't fuck that chick. All right, you ain't fuck her then. But then when I find out you did it, then it's easier to be like, nigga, not only did you fuck her, you're a liar, nigga.
I just think that sound
no
like fucking
respect for that.
prolonging the inevitable, nigga. If you think
Well,
that
no.
nigga was dropping dick
If you
somewhere,
think a
then he
nigga,
probably
well,
was
if
dropping
that
dick
see,
some
that
goddamn
doesn't
way.
work for a bitch like me, because I always think a nigga's doing some shit. So
Shit.
no, that's not gonna work. I'd break up with everybody every fucking
She's
day.
fucking crazy.
I am. That's
So,
a fact.
That's
so
the
you
only
can
difference,
fuck
like
with a
everybody-
nigga and think a nigga is doing something.
Yeah.
See, I'm not for that shit. Like,
Nah, if I know you're doing
things,
something,
fucking
I'm gonna leave you the
fuck
fuck alone. My thought process is, I told you, I usually think everybody dead. If I can't find you or something happened, I'm like, oh, this motherfucker died. Like, yo, it's just a PTSD type of thing. I don't know what the fuck it is.
Right.
And then, like, yeah, I just assume, like, if I think some shit's off, I'm probably thinking you probably doing some bullshit. Like, yeah, feels like it.
Shit, I ain't checking none of that shit.
But it's
Fuck all
me,
that.
so I know I think like that, so I don't just act off of that.
Right,
So yeah,
right.
for me, it's like, yep. And I don't
What
know.
age you think you found that out?
Huh? So I've been like this, but I guess so. See, with
Nah, I
labels
know
and
you-
shit.
I
Now I
know
know
you
it's
been
like
like that.
anxiety and shit. Like
Right.
but I don't know. I've been like this
No,
as
but I'm
long
saying,
as I
when
can
did
remember.
you, like, you know, I know you probably had that, like, for a while, but when did you really know, like, that should be me thinking that shit? I'm going to think like that anyway.
Oh, I
you know what I'm saying?
think even
'Cause a
well,
lot of
because
women
when I
move
say
on
stuff
it,
to
you know
people,
what I'm
if
saying?
they be I bounce my shit. Yo, listen to this. Da-da-da-da. People, it's funny because people don't know. My black little Gandhi over this
Goddamn right.
keeps me calm. Like,
Oh.
yeah,
Come
motherfuckers
on,
will
Zen.
not fuck with
Yeah,
me because
we yin and yang. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, you know, she like Felix
Yep,
and
I'm
like
off
Oscar and shipping the odd couple type shit.
and
For
I'm
sure.
reactive like a
Like, she be
motherfucker,
saying
and
shit,
so
I be
I
like,
gotta,
oh, what?
yeah.
You think, what the fuck you get that shit
Oh
from?
my
You know
gosh.
what I mean? Like, it's one of them type
Craft,
of
don't
things.
they sound like me and Nicole? Shout out my best friend, the opposite.
So what's like, what's a sign of, like, this nigga fucking up?
For me, or just in general?
Oh,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
For
What's
me,
a- what's
it's
a
like,
sign, yo, he fucking up.
I'm big
what do you
on-
mean? Wait, fucking up or like cheating, like or like just doing some wrong
What you,
shit? What you mean?
anyway, like, you could just, like, yo, he
Something's
fucking
off.
up.
There's an energy for me, like so, like if we're vibing on a certain playing field, right? I'm huge on energy, and folk gotta understand. And I'm huge on energy, and I'm observant, right? And I'm always watching, and I watch shit, and I'll see some shit, and I won't say a fucking word. I just take some shit and I put it in my back pocket, right? And then I let the shit pile up.
Right.
And then I won't still say shit. I just skate on.
Right.
And a nigga be like, yo, what the nigga? Like, I let people do what they feel in their spirit to do.
Right.
If you feel like you want to move a certain way, then that's what you're gonna do, and I'm gonna allow for that to happen.
Right.
But don't act shocked, bitch, when I stop fucking with you because you think you done got over. Meanwhile, I'm just watching you, letting you move on. Like, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right. In one joint, what do you feel like, right, just one thing. If you caught your man cheating, what would be your first reaction?
I'm out. I don't want to talk about my younger
No, I'm
self would have
talking
said.
about, like, you walked in the door,
How you
he
gonna
fucking.
act?
Oh,
I'm
physically?
I'm bashing the nigga in the back of the head with the nearest
definitely
hard
don't
object,
talk
nigga.
about
Like somebody getting their wig split. Somebody's getting their
the
muscles
white
peeled
meat.
back blue. Like facts, dog. Like somebody's getting swung on, hit, beat, bit, scratch, everything, nigga. I'm jumping on nigga like a Tasmanian devil. Fuck that, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Then I'm leaving you alone. I'm not about
Right.
to fight the bitch, nigga. I hope that was, you know what I mean? I hope you
Right,
got
right.
your issue, whatever. But I'm gonna tear the meat out your ass. Nigga. I'm gonna beat
Right.
shit down your legs, fam. Like I'm gonna beat your shit, move down your legs.
So that's the younger you and older.
No,
you,
yeah, I'm not with it. Like, don't do me. Like, we too
Yeah, to
old.
walk in and see some shit. No, I'm
You
reacting.
fucking
Yeah,
sign
I'm
up.
fucking
Yeah.
shit up.
Like, I'm not that. Like, oh my
I don't
God,
let
how
that in
could
me.
you, nigga?
How
okay,
dare
cool.
you?
I'm mad
Let's
as
lock
fuck
this
'cause you
motherfucking
asked
door and
this
get it in, nigga.
You said I'm mad as a bitch now.
Because you know everybody's
Why'd you ask that? Like,
everybody's reaction is different. Like
Right.
you is like immediate to the white meat. Some people are fight or flight. So you will act or you will turn right around and leave. Like everybody's you, and then never know what you'll do.
well, see, that's like what, before this was with the thing when she said She'll watch a motherfucker action, put that shit in her pocket. I can't do that. Like, there's no pockets for me. I'm like,
Right.
what? I'm reacting on everything.
So
like,
soon as you
fuck?
say
Like,
shit.
yeah, you do something. I'm like, why the fuck you do that? Like, why you doing it? What happened? But I want to know because I'm paying attention. Shit don't look the same. It's like, why that don't look the same? What's going on? What you doing? Like,
when a nigga's doing some shit, if another female come into a man's energy, you can it's an automatic change. There's no way for when you come into the presence of a female, her aura is gonna shift.
And
Period.
And the thing that too, I'm glad that y'all said that because it make perfect sense. But I want to know too, is it the same when he walk in and split her shit to the white meat?
for me, yep. Beat that ass.
Bust that bitch.
Wait, say it
I
again?
don't got time for that. Like,
When he walk in,
yeah, that's
he
crazy.
whoop her
And it's the
motherfucking
actual. Hey, you get what you get.
Exactly.
Yep. I'm a
because this is some shit that you know me and you go back and you think it's a time of the play. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm I'm the complete opposite in that way. I'm not the female who feels like I'm not with the domestic shit. I'm not for
I'm
it.
not
Keep
with
your
it
motherfucking
neither.
mitten to yourself.
right,
I'm also the person that says, don't hit my sons, bitch.
right.
Now, if you hit my
That's
son
a whole fact.
and he slap your head around like the exorcist,
Right.
you better not call the goddamn cops on him, bitch. Because you
Right.
can't hit him. Don't hit. I tell my son, don't put your
Right.
hands on female unless you in love.
Right.
But if a bitch hit you, you better stop it. Don't bring your ass in the house all kind of scratch. Stop it. She scratch me. You scratch the bitch back. Like what you do? Don't
Did
let
you
no
at least
woman. I'm not
pinch the
with women
bitch?
being able to attack men and do. I don't
Yeah,
like that.
It's
shit.
weird nowadays.
And I've been in
too.
situations
It's, like,
where I've
very
been, you know,
weird.
for someone to put their hand. But I don't put my hands on men. I can't beat no man.
Right.
Me neither.
And I feel
Yeah,
like
I don't even-
if you hit a man and he hit you bad, bitch, y'all just got into a fight.
Right.
That's just all that fuck happened, and you just lost. That's all the fuck that happened. You lost the fucking fight. Oops. Bet you won't swing on that nigga again.
Right.
I guess you know what I
Right.
mean. But I'm not the kind of female that feels like a man should just never like. Nah, nigga, you should just never either. Keep your fucking hands.
So
to
you think
yourself.
it's like
But if he walks
So
in
if
on
I,
some sex
so if
shit,
he, so if I'm
50-50,
gonna
like it's
fucking
back
walk
and
in
forth.
and knock his motherfucking shit loose, if he catch me, I should fucking immediately be doing some shit
Right.
like this, cause this nigga about to knock me in the fucking head. I know it's coming.
the only difference is though, I will say that, like obviously if you walk in and you fight a motherfucker because you catching him cheating, it's different than a nigga like bashing a bitch face in and some shit like that. Because men are strong. Look at your muscles. Your muscles in mine. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's
Come
why.
on.
Don't do that, man.
Nah, I'm doing it.
Don't do
On
that,
that
man.
note, I'm saying if you
Come on,
catch a
man.
bitch
Don't
fucking,
do
you
that.
need to get
Don't-
him. But
Don't split on
I don't
it.
want a
Don't be
motherfucker,
like, yo, I'm splitting
that's
this
a little
nigga
scary.
shit, but
Now it's good.
Nah,
you
it's
can't
good for the
split
game
this.
in that way for me.
nah, hey, on that, I'm not taking no ass for this nigga.
Don't get caught.
But I also don't be fucking like that. Like, I ain't doing that shit. You ain't walking and catching me fucking. That ain't my thing. Like,
But
no.
if
But
a nigga walked
if he
in,
walked in, if it's
you
cool,
ain't
and he
That's
beat a
fine.
bitch up. Yeah, I'm just saying, I just don't want him to, like,
go all the way
like,
along,
yeah,
but
don't, like,
Like hit you in the
don't
kidney, not in the
hospital
face.
me. Like, don't, yeah.
somebody
but that's
gonna
what
get
I'm saying.
Okay, so
Once a
like,
nigga
no
say
rules
love,
and
you
shit.
know a nigga putting you in the hospital.
I know.
Once a
that
nigga
shit
say he
sounds
love you,
crazy.
Like if you gonna go the fuck off and with that level of anger, you got to anticipate this man
That's a fact.
with his man testosterone, his
A reaction.
right there is gonna react way different. So
Especially
maybe
walking
you
in
should
on
make
some
sure that
dick.
ain't got no tracking on your shit so you can bust through the
and
door
this
and
nigga
catch
got a little dick. That's
Oh
crazy.
my god.
Like,
And just embarrassing me.
Yeah,
You can't
nigga,
embarrass me like
You in
that.
the hotel with this nigga?
and he catch you in mid moan and shit
Right,
like that. Like,
nigga.
bitch, you happy about this shit?
Right, this nigga dick looking bad. Hotel 6, this nigga didn't even take you to the hotel.
Leave the light on
Right.
for you. Sorry, we just gave some shameless
Nigga had you,
promo.
Facts.
nigga had you in the motel.
Holla at
you
us,
been
Motel
smoking.
6. We got you.
But nah, what you think about far as like women that talk down on their men? How do you feel about that? Like as women, you feel like that's something that's cool, or you feel that should be out of order?
No, I think that's out of order. I definitely think that's out of order. One, tell him.
I'm sitting here looking at her
Wait for
like,
this. I do. I think it is.
I
out
know
of
you
order.
do.
All
You
right,
do.
so here
She-
we go.
she
Now I gotta
thinks it-
explain everything about myself.
See, here's the thing, right?
Come on,
She and I have been friends for 35 plus years. I have watched this human here, like I call it a shotgun. She had this shotgun that she pulled out. It's hypothetical shotgun, but it's a
Right.
shotgun nonetheless because it has buckshots, right?
Mm.
And so if you rub her the wrong way, right? And I mean, she will pull out the shotgun and shoot you square in the face.
Right.
She would shoot her mama in the face. She would shoot her grandkids in the face. She would shoot her children in the face. Anybody can get it, right?
But this is not like
No.
name calling.
No,
I'm saying like
no. I'm making
call
a point.
names. I don't do that.
But
Like,
cause talking down don't just it means name calling.
okay,
I have
so-
seen her say certain shit to people that she was involved with. Like I'm talking like I was like, you just blew this nigga's face off with the shit you say.
Right.
Not talking down, but insulting.
Right.
Which either way, if it's something that's gonna make a motherfucker feel less than who the fuck they felt prior to your words, it might still be like talking down to a degree.
She got that Hattori Hanzo sword.
Facts, like, you know what I'm saying? So I would always say to her, listen, I don't believe in making a man feel less than who he is.
Right.
However, if you keep like there's men that they know you have a certain energy, you're not going to, I'm not a disrespectful woman, right? So I'm not going to do that. But there's certain men who take advantage of that type of shit, right? And so then you know what I mean, they're talking shit and you're, you know what I mean, you're just playing it cool, and then they're talking this shit and you're playing it cool, and then suddenly, all of a sudden, the nigga come out of me like straight off the stairs from the project,
Right.
and I'm talking about you, I'm talking about your mama, your fucking kids. I will fucking drag you.
See,
I will drag the fuck out of you, but only after
You
you
done
have
pushed
pushed
it.
me. It's a particular guy. I would tell him like, you better stop fucking with me. You're talking too much shit. I'm a serious project female. I give it up. I'm known for being on the stairs roasting the fuck out of people.
Right.
Leave me alone before I drag you. I'm gonna drag you.
Right.
And I couldn't, because I liked them, so I couldn't bring myself to actually give it to them. But my thing is like, let people live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But
You ain't
not
gotta
even
poke
on
the
that-
bear.
not even
Don't
on
poke
that,
the fucking bear.
Not even on that like aspect, far as like, because I do understand niggas do shit, so it'd be like, yo, I done put up with this shit, so you will go in. But I'm talking about like the women that just do that shit.
No, I'm not on
Like,
that. That
you
shit's
know,
hard. Like, just
far as,
always
like,
dogging and
just
talking
always
shit.
dogging
Like, that
and
shit out of
shouting in
order.
front of her homegirl, she is speaks
Demeaning,
to her.
undermining,
You know
like,
what
nah,
I'm
that
saying?
shit out of
Like-
order. Like, nah. If anything, I'll find myself, if I'm in a space and I'm dealing with a guy and let's say we're somewhere and he's around his friends, I probably would like overcompensate so that it was clear that we ain't on that kind of time. Like, we don't, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't try, I would try to make it clear, you know what I mean? Like, be a little more kinder, just so like, you know what I mean? Like, I would already be kind, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want ever no one to think that, you fucking talking greedy, because there's some greedy bitches out here that are fucking, they say greedy shit just for nothing. So, no, that shit's out of order. But some men fuck with bitches like that and they stay with them.
Sometimes it seems like they like that.
Yeah,
shit.
sometimes it does.
But also for me, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how to say it. Like, I be like dog ass niggas, like aggressive ass niggas. So I don't want to, like, I wouldn't even, like, it's weird to be like trying to talk down to them and be like, this.
So,
Like, that's not gonna work. And if I could talk to you anyway, then I don't even want to mess with you, because that's not my type of thing. Like, it's like, ew, I don't like that. Like, that could be what you do, but that ain't for me. Right.
so what is some of the you said what? They ain't over there. Look at the joint. The white one should be over there. Should be a white long one, yo. So what is some of the advice, like as far as like, do you feel y'all being older women that y'all can be real with these younger women?
Yes. Yes. I mean, I got 2 grown daughters, so I don't have no choice but to keep it real with them, because for me, that's what I was trying to say about, like, when I was younger, coming up, it wasn't just watching the strength of my mother. It was the influence of my friends. Not like it was a negative influence. It was like we kind of gave each other, like, the can't no nigga, like, and what kind of made me change it years ago was dating dudes that would say stuff like, you don't need a man, you are the man. It's like, oh shit, like wait, now I'm the nigga. Like wait a minute, no, I'm a whole woman. Like what do you mean? Like, and so I don't like the way that feels, because nah, I'm not no man. I never wanted to be a man or whatever, but I do want a strong man, not a motherfucker being disrespectful and like, bitch, sit your fucking out. Like, nah, that don't work for me neither. But just I want to feel the security and the. But if men knew how to use that the correct way, it makes something amazing. And for me, I grew up with none of my friends really, no one being married, no one being in like I mean maybe long term relationships, but
Not healthy.
yeah, if it's toxic and fuck, then I don't like that. Ain't nothing to look up to or whatever. And so for me, for my children, when I was younger, I used to be like, I want to leave Boston before my daughters are grown enough, because they'll never get married here with these motherfuckers out here. Now, ironically, my daughter's engaged. She found like a great dude. Thank you. She found a great dude, but like even with him, they work together. So with me and her, she's a little. She's
Firecracker.
Yeah, she's me on steroids. Like she's like so.
Because I feel like a big part of me feel a lot of young women don't have that. Like it's no more the way you can be real with people. You know
we
like
real with ours.
It's like, you know, you doing something different. How we was just talking about like everybody following the trend.
Yeah.
It's like something that's just okay. Like, you know, it's like your fucking kid want to get his dick cut off. They be like, yeah, just do it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like more of that in that essence of being real. Like, you know, when a kid fuck up, do you know, as far as your daughter or something, do you really tell her, hey, you fucking up, what are you doing?
No, I do.
Even when it come to, you know, a baby, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Because there's so many of these girls that, and nowadays, that just do shit, have kids with anybody, you know what I'm saying? As far as like, drug deal, all type of shit. And I say that shit even with myself, like, you know, I tell women, what the fuck would make you want to have a kid by a motherfucker like that? You know what I'm saying? In these days, like, is that saying like a comment? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I feel that part really be missing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my kids have kids, so yeah, like I'm over it. And for me, it's like it's weird because I feel like my friends were more disappointed with the ages of my kids when they had kids than I was. Because for me, I'm like, shit, I was young having them. I don't regret the young thing. It worked for me.
Right.
Now, I will say with the kids, like I'm on their back, like so much so. Once again, my hood Gandhi, like I'm too harsh. That's where she said like I don't got a filter. Like so when my daughter's doing some shit, I'm like, fuck are you doing? Like no, this is some dumb shit. Like
what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, like what kind of fucking mother is that? And so Trina's like, you don't say what kind of mother is that. You say and breaks it down. And I'm like, fuck, I did it again. So I'm working on me, but
because like I always tell like young females, like you can't turn a killer into a father. You can't turn a fucking drug dealer to a father. You can't turn these people into fathers.
You can.
You know what I'm saying?
You can. I think you absolutely can. I absolutely think you can. I think that we are conditioned to think that it's all black and white or whatever. It's a lot of killer ass niggas out here that are good fathers. There's a lot of fucking drug dealers that still are good dads. They're good
theoretically.
Like that comes with.
I mean, obviously you might end up in
it
jail
come with time,
or dead. Or
we know for a fact like that's what's gonna happen.
Well,
like,
one or the other. But
happen.
while you here right now, you could still be selling drugs and you can't sell drugs and be a good father. No, I
but
believe
what I'm saying is like, it's so many people like, damn, it's crazy. Speaking on like, what, there's so many kids that didn't meet their father.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's, and that is what I say, like, even when I speak to like my little cousins, whoever, if you're dealing with this person, you know the outcome of the situation. So it's kind of like, why put yourself in that situation? Like me thinking, being a woman, I'm not having a baby by a pimp. I'm not having a baby by a drug dealer or any of that shit. Like, I know that it's only two outcomes. It can't be another good outcome. It's very rare. It's yo, he bloomed, he chilled. The nigga got a bit like that shit is rare than a motherfucker.
Yeah, that's true.
Motherfuckers up here get smoked every motherfucking day.
I feel like people younger though, when your young mind is not thinking like
That's what I
you're
was
not
saying
doing
about
like a resume for these
right,
motherfuckers.
but no, that's
like,
what I was saying. Like when you sit down with your kid or your niece or whoever your little cousin, like, is that what you? Because I feel when I speak like that, it'd be like if I'm out of order or something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But with me, it's like more, yo, this nigga do what? Yo, this nigga a butt man. Like, what the fuck you gonna get out of this nigga?
Right.
And,
right. So
and when niggas in the streets, me being a dude that was in the streets, that's all the fuck you give a fuck about. Like, you ain't really, you feel y'all could give some bread or some shit, but your whole shit's on the hood.
Mm-hmm.
When you a representative of, whatever the fuck you doing, that's what you represent. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean about, like, you taking a motherfucker that you really see, you get to the bread. How do you turn him into a father? So then once you have this kid, you like, yo, he ain't around, or he ain't, that, or, yo, he went to jail. Niggas go to jail all the time, and I just feel like with the young kids, that shit should be said. They should know they should only got two options, and you're gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then this shit leans on like the grandparents. You know what I'm saying? Like, so right now, that's what I mean about like being able to sit down and keep it real with a kid, and let a kid really know, like, yo, what the fuck it is, because that's what I feel like. There is no time for me saying, this shit's okay. It's not okay.
No, so for me, with my kids, it's like they know the scenario. They know from their fathers. They know from me, from their situations, from what they've seen from my friends. We got like a little tight-knit unit, my little handful of friends. Kids are my kids' friends, so it kind of, we were blessed like that or whatever. But to me, I feel like it depends on the individual kid. Like, you can beat that shit in the head all day long. It just depends. Like, if they want to hear you, they hear you. And if they don't, they don't. But for me, I'd be like, you just got to build the foundation. And even if it takes a long time, like later, as long as they have the foundation, they'll get back to it. But a lot of times, like just how Trina said, back when she liked thugs and stuff like that, but what she really was looking for was security. Yeah, look at how long it took you to get that. You can't talk that to someone. You can explain your situation like, oh, it seemed like mommy liked thugs, but really I just was looking for love and security and this and that in a man. And so you can explain it to them so that they even at least have it in the back of their head. You can keep it 100 with them, but you can't. Like, if they're going to mess with people, they're going to mess with people. And you got to roll with it. So for me, I didn't teach my daughter, like, oh, you got to stay with this thug, this, that, and other. My whole thing's like, you decide to have a child, you got to raise that child. Period. Like, there's...
But we can't roll with shit that we know is not right. That's what I'm saying. Like, my son is young. I tell him, yo, fuck all that fucking with a female you don't have no time to have a kid. You don't have no time to do none of this shit if you think you want to live a life the way you want to live life. You know what I'm saying? So with me, it's like, it's not, all right, yeah, possibly you can do it, or fuck no. Because then I know it becomes a part of my job now. Right. So now it's like, I have a kid too. You know what I'm saying? And it'd be like, it can't be done. It's just a dumbass idea.
Well, yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying. I thought you were saying in general, like, people that are in the street that are currently fathers can't,
they can definitely.
I mixed what how you were saying it, like, ahead of time. Like, when you beat the nigga and he's a drug dealer, why would you lay down and be trying to have a baby with him, trying to invest in him, trying to club on him, and all that?
But younger mindset, because I thought I did the same exact thing. Right, like, right. You know what I mean? My older son's father, like, but we were kids though, and so.
I don't say no. What I'm saying is not. I don't say that like we all. I had on little dress 16. I'm not saying like us. I'm saying as us being God example, because we are the people that share the information. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about what are the information that we are given. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of kids think that in some way they shit has a different. They don't.
It never does.
No,
It's not a. You know what I'm saying? So even with women, sometimes I sit and I think like, well, what do a woman say to her daughter? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or her son.
They don't listen. They don't listen. Yeah, we say it. We say that's not it. This is not it. This is not the right thing.
Right.
Listen. So my daughter's, my granddaughter's father, when they started dating, he was just a kid. She was a kid. He was a good kid. In the course of their relationship, he started doing a bunch of fuck shit. Like, and I would say to her, there's like in a relationship, there's like you gotta. There's not really often where you find a balance. You either gotta bring a motherfucker up or they're gonna bring you down. So you gotta bring this motherfucker up because if you let him go down this road, he's gonna bring you with him or whatever. So that's the type of examples. It's like I can't make you not mess with this motherfucker. You love him. You've been dating him. He wasn't on fuck shit in the
But
beginning.
you don't think that's what I'm saying. You don't think that we can make them not fuck with this
No.
person?
Nope.
I
Nope.
think you can make it not. I think what it can be is kind of like, for me, I talk to my daughter a lot about my life, what life looked like for me at certain ages and what I used to think and how I used to move and good, bad, or ugly, right, wrong, and different. This is what I think and so, or thought at this time. And so like now, I've always tried to pour into them things about themselves and having a certain self-worth and value because ultimately, right, like they're gonna, your attraction, they're gonna like who they're gonna like. There's really not much you can do about where your heart draws you to. But you can't do something about not even looking in the direction of a nigga that don't meet certain criteria for you to like. If you know, for example, this nigga out here in the field, come off the street, this nigga always on the stairs, and you come over here still on the fucking stairs, and then when you leave from what nigga back on the foot, like that's probably a good indication that that nigga's out there fucking cutting niggas down and that something. That might not be the nigga that you should really look in that direction. Oftentimes when us females look in those particular directions, we end up on the episode of the outcome never, like you said, it never ends up the right way. So what I like to do is I talk a lot. I talk to my kids' friends, my daughter and them friends. I tell them in real time, like listen, like a lot of them have children. We talk a lot about, they want to college with a baby job. I'm like, listen, here's the thing. Oh, it does say some shit like, well, he doesn't want to have this, he doesn't want to keep the baby because I'm like, listen, here's the thing you gotta get paid. That's what that is. I know that's his kid. I get that. I get it. That's your fucking kid. You have the responsibility to do whatever you need to do to make sure this kid is cool. Now, should you do this part? Absolutely. But you gotta do what you gotta do whether you do it or not. So fuck that. Fuck what he's talking about. Don't invest too much time and energy in what he is or not is or isn't doing because ultimately it's his responsibility to cultivate a relationship with his child, right? And if you don't have one, it ain't gonna be because of you. It's your responsibility to not be in the way and be a barrier or inconvenience to the process. But after that, you step the fuck back. It's like now my daughter and her father, they get into arguments, but they can deal. You know what I'm saying? Because I keep having a reminder like, hey, don't worry about that. So what if you don't take the baby? Fucking what? So what? So fucking what? That's one reason that you don't get to know
But
yourself.
you are like, that's the thing. That's like one of the few parents that really do that. That's what I'm saying. Like there is no more a young girl having a kid and her mother really telling her, no, it's your fucking kid. Like that's how it was.
Right.
When he's growing up, like you had a kid at 16, it was your fucking kid.
That's yours.
You know what I'm saying? Where the fuck you was going? My
That's
kid
our
was
kid.
going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
love it.
I feel
Oh, no.
like there's no more that. You know what I'm saying? I think now it's more like, alright, cool, do it, and not telling them when they get to that point.
Right.
Because that's the point it's gonna get to. Yo, this weekend I had something to do, and now you know what I'm saying? But you don't have too many parents that really be, nah, listen, no, that's what it is. You signed up for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many parents that go with the, fuck that, he didn't take him in. yo, he got it. You know what I'm saying? Like more with the bullshit. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like because I be watching this shit and to me it be like, yo, this shit is crazy. We're in a fucked up time.
Yeah.
Like we're in a fucked up weird, crazy matrix type. This shit is fucked up the way just everybody agree to everything, you know, just it's the same pop pattern. You know what I'm saying?
It's so much so that with my fiance's father, he knows that if him and my daughter get into a situation, he'll call me and he'll say, I know you're on both our sides and you'll tell me if I'm right or wrong. Like if she's wrong, I'm like, well, she's wrong, she knows she's in a fucking relationship. Not that she's wrong. Or she, because my daughter, when he comes across, because she comes across very like, you know, because she got a greasy mouth. Right? She got real greasy, like she real split at the tongue, and so she'll say, yeah, like she'll say some real fuck shit there, and I'm like, listen, don't dog out your son's father. Don't treat him like shit. That's Patty's father. So I'm concerned about his well-being because he's my grandson's father. And I don't want him all fucked up because he got to take care of my grandson. I need this nigga tip-top shit. You understand what I'm saying? I need this nigga working on all cylinders at all fucking times. So when they get into a situation, he knows he can call me because if he's wrong, like, Sean, I'm fucking say something like that. And if she's wrong, like, well, why did you say something like that? You need to call me and apologize and fix that shit. I'll tell him, you got that.
That's why I own too. That's exactly why I was saying that y'all need to
To speak objectively, you're not blaming one or the other. Who's wrong is wrong.
Niggas need to hear that shit right there, like because you really do not have that shit. That shit is really missing. Like motherfuckers really passing down game and wisdom. That shit is missing like a motherfucker.
I think you just don't know. I think it's a lot of us out here. Way more than you realize.
No. It's
like a lot of us out here passing out wisdom to these young people.
Some of them are just like
even to each other. Because what I find with us, we older and all that. Like remember earlier I was saying like, yo, like I'm still a little nut, but I was a way more different. Now,
More
I say
nuttier?
now, yeah, way nuttier. Now I say like, this is the best version of me I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still working on me, and I'm working on. I got 4 kids, so I got 2 sons and 2 daughters. So I got to work on them too.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like I said, we got a little tight crew. So her kids, my other friend's kids, like it's a whole crew. But so we all, and it ain't just one of us. It's all.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like
There's not enough of it.
It seemed like
a lot
it's
of
a
us.
bunch, but it ain't.
It is.
Y'all have a crew.
Right.
No, but outside of our crew, it's a lot of other people like that.
I'm telling you, it's
Like,
just,
nah,
no, I'm
there's a lot
telling you,
more
it's just,
missing,
even
right.
with like, I be saying that with some of the shit like I do. It's like we're a crew of niggas that think like that. And it seems like it's a bit that it really is. You know what I'm saying? So even with what you saying, like, no, like you said, it's just your circle.
So you can only see your world as far as you're living
so
it.
y'all kicking with each other, y'all kicking with each other's kids, which that's what I'm saying. There's not a lot of people that do that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of people that friends don't fuck with their kids.
Well, yeah, that's
You know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, it's a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Or motherfucking kids don't even respect your friends.
right. Yeah.
Like, so you know what I'm saying? So that's what I was saying. Like with the whole thing, like y'all having a pod like that is really the shit motherfuckers do because people are not having. I think the one thing we are missing out of this white people is love. We're missing love like a motherfucker.
Out there, loving action, the action, not the word.
So
but
just the action. Y'all are annoying.
Come on now.
No, y'all are
because it can look so many different ways, right? Like love don't like you can say it and it don't look like shit, right? Like it's just the word. But if you say I love you and it can look like just me imparting a little wisdom, it can look like me asking you if you're okay. Could it be like it's your day out?
By the end of this, I'm gonna have them all saying they wrong.
Love can look so different for a lot of different people. But the action of it works better for the masses. I dig it. I get it. I feel you. You must have the word.
I don't must have. I'm alright with a motherfucker not saying it. I just flip a fuck. But the person I'm sleeping with, laying with, loving, yeah, I want you to love me back, and I want you to say it and show the action. I don't need everybody out here just saying they love me. It ain't that type of party. But
I tell my friends I love them too. Y'all tell y'all friends y'all love them? I know you do.
I
Hold
do
on,
it.
Miss
But
Lil.
you
I
know
know
what?
you
But I
do.
really just started doing it. It's not like I always did it. But like I said, when you come from a lot of loss, like,
But
oh,
see, that's what I'm
like
saying
come
about
on,
like
no.
us really starting out, like even with people always say that shit. I didn't grow with my pops, but around me I had a lot of love. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
Like real shit. Like I had a lot of people that showed genuine love, and that's what I mean. Like I think that is missing. You know what I'm saying? Like just with
There could definitely
all
be
of
more
us, like
love.
you know what I'm saying?
Period.
Motherfuckers don't even be speaking to their neighbors. You
Right,
don't even
right,
know their neighbors. You know what
right.
I'm saying? Like how the fuck you don't? And I tell everybody after COVID, you should know your street. You know what I'm saying? Like you motherfuckers gonna have to trade products, whatever. Like you know, and there's so many of us that when we see each other, it's a fucked up look. You know what I'm saying? Like even women always say that. Like they know I mean say without to each other. Niggas are looking at each other like, who the fuck this nigga up to? You know what I'm saying? Instead of seeing them and what the niggas do with you. You know what I'm saying? And that shit go way further, even just as a nigga speaking of it.
Yeah, that's like a hood thing. That's like a 100% hood thing. Like I was saying it about women. Remember I was saying because she was saying today, like her when people see her, like her facial expression, like they think she's mean or mad, and I'm like,
Come
I
on
don't
now.
think that you're mean or mad, but because she always has like a stern face, like had I seen her in the street and not known her, I would be like, yeah, I ain't fucking with her. Like, yeah, if she say hi, hey, what's up? But if she don't, I ain't saying shit to her. And she's like, why? And I'm like, oh, for me, I feel like it's down here. Shit, hey,
And for me,
I
I feel
left
like it's
Boston
my
because of that
my
shit.
alpha. I feel like if my exterior face or whatever goddamn look I got on my face keeps you from speaking, you ain't supposed to. You are not my caliber to fuck with, male or female.
No, I see.
You're not on my
You're
level.
not really
Like, I don't
know.
think this.
So
You got. You would
it's
know
people
like
say that
it's
shit
beyond
about
that.
like even me. They be like, yo, you will mad militant. You will. But I always say that if a nigga don't, if you ain't on that level of me,
Like, you gotta be able to be like, yo, what up? And then you'll be like, oh, what up? You'll find a whole other person once you have that interaction. But if you don't have the energy to be able to be just be like, oh, you know, say something. I'm not for you. You're not for yourself. I'm gonna just, you know what I mean?
I'm not talking about people knowing each other. I'm talking about people just in the street.
No,
Like
that's
I'm not
what I'm
a
talking about.
friendly motherfucker. It's not. I'm not just walking around saying hi to motherfuckers. But if I walk down the street and you look at me, we look eye to eye. Because I've lived on the outside of the hood. To me, motherfuckers outside the hood, they speak all the time. You say, hey, how you doing? Motherfucker, here you looking, motherfucker, they staring you down or looking
that's
mad.
what
I don't
I'm
want to
trying
do
to tell you.
that.
Though. That's what I'm trying to say. Like you don't see how better the community is when they just speak to each other. Just how
You
they
can
are.
that
I
just one little
absolutely
And
thing.
do.
that's what I be trying to tell niggas.
I
Like,
absolutely
if you
do.
just can't come out to your neighbor and be like, good morning, or whatever, how you that is really your problem.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, we supposed to have it to where we can kick it.
Yeah.
Well, we
know,
don't
it's
have
like,
neighborhoods anymore. Like, when we were growing up, we couldn't wait to go the fuck outside. We did not go back in the house till our parents called us to fuck in. By the time we came in, we was dirty as fuck.
Mhm.
We played, we ran,
Ain't no
we
in and out.
jumped, we did all that shit. Then the kids don't fucking play no more. Don't nobody turn on fucking
They play that
fire
game.
hydrant. They don't.
Yeah,
They
they
are
play
out
the
here.
hell out
They
the
play the
game.
games and they out here fucking bringing guns, but they don't do the. So there is no. You don't like. When's the last time you go to a neighbor and literally see kids outside playing?
but, and that's
You
what
know.
I'm trying to say. I always say that shit, like, you know, I know bikes, all that shit, when you fuck with being younger, all that is missing because everything's instantaneously, like, you can do whatever the fuck on this computer. You know what I'm saying? But I think, more or less, like, with us, the love is fucking, like, it's definitely missing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what keep all of us held back. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people in the city, like, this nigga do music, and they don't fuck with each other, or she do it, and then she don't fuck like, this shit is not a, yo, we just show love to each other and appreciate the shit that we are present with.
Yeah, Boston's literally known for like crabs and barrels. Like nobody don't want to go nowhere.
I think in one of the meanest cities, like survey says. I think I saw that. And like you said, when I moved out of my neighborhood, I've been on my own for a long time. When I moved alone, I was really one of those people that kept my head this way on a swivel and I know what you look like, I would not speak to my neighbors. Once I moved away and came back, I will say at least morning, evening. Right. When I went away, I used to be startled when people would be like, morning. Like, who are you talking to? What do you want? What's your angle? Like immediately. So, right, what do you want? So, like you said, we could definitely get back to just good morning, afternoon.
I definitely totally right because when I watch the kids, it's like that's a lot of shit that is missing. It really just be the fucking love. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is running through looking for love. That's what I even mean when it comes to the question of if you meet somebody and they say, you fucking somebody else, you're looking for love. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Right.
Love,
and
validation.
That's what makes me walk the fuck away from you immediately. But fucking you looking for what you got. Bug the fuck out.
Yeah, but it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
And that's what I'm saying because it's like, for one, and the only reason I say that because I can't put something in you that's not in you.
Right.
You have to love yourself and you show you love. And you can't look for love in you, you don't have love in you.
That's a fact.
You're overworking. You know what I'm saying?
But you can show somebody what love looks like. I gotta love myself first.
And if you don't do that, then I can't do that.
But that's right. But that's half of Boston. What do you mean?
So this is why I'm saying like the whole shit can be where I'm the fuck out of it. Boom, I'm done. Because it's like we all have to stop putting that shit in ourselves. And that's what I mean, like once you I was saying that to one of the homies, once you put love into you and you fuck with yourself, you know what I'm saying, you out there, you start to love other niggas. You know what I'm saying? You start to find value in other niggas. Yeah. If you don't find value in yourself, you don't see value in the next nigga. You know what I'm saying? And women, like, everything is the same. Like, you know, I watch how many, you can meet a chick at a club and she can go 5 chicks and she might be like, yo, I fuck with homegirl, I don't fuck with none of these other bitches. We just so used to being like it, you know what I'm saying? So we have to start getting out of that shit and start bringing it back, you know what I'm saying? Because the love is like what's missing from everything and shit.
Yeah, it's like it's embedded in us to be like hard and strong. Like we still say like nigga we gangsta. Like so for me it's like I don't know. To me it sounds normal, but like my kids, my younger kids raised in suburbs, it's like negative to them. They like
it's foreign.
My mother's gangster. Like
That's
oh this motherfucker's gangster.
It's so much, and I'll be like, man, even with us being, you know, black women, we put so much shit on our back. We take so much shit. You know what I'm saying? Even when we have
give each other so much shit.
Take shit off our back. We still keep the shit on our back.
Or put it on another.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like at some point I'll be feeling like, yeah, we have to get back to it because that shit is like, you know, even with myself, I said that, like, you gotta get to know you, you gotta know the people that really around you, gotta know, you know what I'm saying? You gotta speak to these kids. We see these motherfuckers every day. They see you every day. Y'all supposed to be watching each other's crib. You know what I'm saying? Then if you live in a building or a complex, a house, whatever the fuck it is, like, somebody next door should have your number. So then they call you and just, yo, same room.
Oh my goodness, that just happened to my mom. Her neighbor's house backyard was on fire. Oh, wow. Imagine if like we don't know our neighbors at all. Never mind their number. So she got to call fire and a neighbor like get over here now. Like what if you know what I'm saying? Just little things like that.
Oh, accountability. I think like that's a big thing in here that's missing though.
Oh, my motherfucking.
That's your favorite word. Please, Lord, have mercy on our souls.
No, that is my favorite thing.
I feel like
motherfuckers do not have no accountability to nothing.
So you're saying like, oh, do y'all tell your daughters or your children or these young women? To me, I'm not even talking young. I'm talking about grown motherfuckers. All these niggas out here not being fathers, not being good husbands, boyfriends, whatever it is. Like And everybody, it's like all the men support that with each other. Like, oh, you fuck that bitch. She did like, oh, that bitch did that. It's never like, nigga, what happened or whatever. Like, oh, she don't let me see my kid. Like, it's like, dog, why she don't let you see your kid? Like, it's like, oh, that bitch is bogus. She didn't let you see your kid. It's like, what?
And that's what I always say. Like, the difference with me, I come from the bills that niggas told you about to say, you fucked up, you fucked up. Even if it was your baby, yo, bro, what the shit you doing to her? You know what I'm saying? So, but I feel like the buck stopped with me. It ain't no more downhill for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything else is different when I was doing that's how it was. Like, if you was doing some bullshit, motherfuckers tell you, that shit was some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I'm talking about people our age. I feel like when I'm doing bullshit, this motherfucker talks shit. I be like, what I do now? What the fuck? I can't do shit right. But I don't feel like
people that you can't just watch them do fuck shit.
right. So I don't understand it.
I don't understand. So like even if you take what I say and wipe your ass and drop in the car in the flush it, I told you. I said something. I'm not gonna never sit there and watch you do no fuck shit at all ever, and I'm gonna sit there and be like, yeah, y'all. I'm gonna like, what the fuck is that? Like what is it? Like no, the entire fuck. It's like I'm always, and she's gonna call me like, and it's never no problem. Like you gotta be able to say between your fucking your people post and say, yo, what was that? Chill out, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like when you don't do that, you keep fucking Michael Jackson and Bobby Brown and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like weird shit start happening. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bobby Crown.
You gotta pull and give your people culture, and you gotta be able to be willing to receive it. Because oftentimes you can't tell people where they fucked up. Like they don't want to hear that shit. Who the fuck want to hear that they done fucked up? This is another reason why I always say to Lil, and I tell everybody, do self-introspection, right? Always take a minute and look at the shit you do, how you showing the fuck up. Because oftentimes, I don't like nobody to tell me how fucked up I am. That's what aggravates me. Like, I don't want nobody being like, yo, you was off like, listen to that shit. I'll be able to call me on my shit way before you'll be able to call me on your shit. So when you were posting like, oh, this girl, like, yeah, I know I was on some bullshit. Yo, I figured I was fucked up. My fault. Like, I did it, and I won't have to do it. I can self-check. No one self-checks me. Everybody stands strong on bullshit.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. There's no accountability. Like, I always say that to dudes too. Like, yo, if I say some shit the night before and it's fucking good, like I call nigga, yo, damn, I fucked up, bro. I was out of order. You know, a lot of times, I done hit dope. This nigga done had arguments. And this nigga done hung up on me. I done hit him, though. He was out of order. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's the big homie, like, whatever have you, that nigga got nothing but love. But I tell dudes that you have to be able to take accountability for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many people that, like, I even feel with that, like, that's what over. Accountability. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean, even when I say that, like, motherfuckers, these young kids having kids, it's like, there's no accountability in none of this shit. Everything is just, it's cool. And if you say anything else, then you're out of fucking order. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what do it teach them? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it teaching them to move in a good way? Or is it teaching them to move in a fucked up way? You know what I'm saying? Because I definitely feel like this generation is way different from even just me growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit definitely, like, different than a motherfucker. Because it's like, nobody is holding nobody accountable. Even, like, in friendship. Friendships ain't even accountable. Oh, your family just say whatever, like, what you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean, like,
I don't want to fuck with nobody who moves weird. You know what I mean? Because my thing is like that's character, right? Like, so if you move a certain way, like, how the fuck you move, right? Like, that's the character. And if you're not willing to adjust to adapt, I'm not going to trip. I'm going to tell you how to do it. If you keep on doing the bullshit, then I'm going to move in another direction. It's cool. No beef. I just don't fuck with that movement. You know what I mean? So you got to be able to just say it and just receive it. Everybody ain't going to show up perfectly in this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
And you gotta let people be who they are.
Right, you gotta let people be who you
well,
are.
you definitely do, but it's like at the same time, like, even if you're my friend, you gotta be accountable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it can't be the way, like she said, like, I'm not a friend that, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say something. Fuck it. Even if you don't like what I said, nigga, I'm going to tell you that shit was out of order. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, too, if I consider you a friend, I don't feel nothing wrong with me calling you and be like, damn, I fucked up. Like, yo, my bad. You know what I'm saying?
The two-way
Like,
street.
yo, you was totally right. Or, you know, a nigga was out of order for talking to you like that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times now, that's what I'm saying. Like, nobody feel that way. Just, yo, I can say whatever.
Yeah.
You're my friend.
And I had a drag out fight a couple of months ago on the phone. You know, it's like 6 hours, like, boom.
Madder than a motherfucker.
She was doing bullshit, I was doing bullshit, but we literally did not get off the fucking phone, you know, until we figured this shit out. And then once it came out, it was more like I was misunderstood, she was misunderstood, she was in her feelings, I got in my feelings, and it just, the communication just, we just missed each other. So we didn't let that come, we didn't let it sit. We fought, we talked shit. Fucking, she was talking the most shit, actually. She was like, to the point where, like, and I'm always the fucking, the people, like, pulling it down, like, she's fucking acting like an entire asshole. And I'm like, oh, like, you're really acting like that? I'm like, when you start doing that to me? Like, when you do like this? And she gets me a fucking nut, right? And I'm just sitting here like, that ass right now? Like, but it took, like, literally, it was like, I'm talking like, it started like 11 o'clock, and we went on like 4 or 5 in the fucking morning. Until we finally was like, okay, goddamn it, we got it.
And that's
We
what
got it.
even before y'all came, I was telling you, I was like, yo, they've been friends since they was kids.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Just all me knowing Trina, like, always seeing you, like, I was telling her that. And the thing is like, we like that with each other. They not like that with each other.
Yeah.
They not telling each other, yo, you really was wrong.
It's extremely superficial.
Right. Nah, I was about to say with my kids, their friends, they be telling each other and all that stuff, but the only thing is their friendships be like 10 minutes long. I'd be like,
wishy-washy.
and then I don't know if I held on because I'd be like, ain't nobody your motherfucking friend. I'm your friend. Nigga. I'm the friend. Who's your friend? Me. I'm your friend. Like, fuck these
Like, the
bitches.
friendship don't survive the conversation when you try to be
The first little hiccup.
Right, it didn't like,
For you to be on the phone and y'all to go back and forth, you just say, oh, 6 hours, like, that shit is really friend shit.
Yeah, and we
No
was
matter how you look at
FaceTiming.
it.
Oh, Lord, and FaceTime.
This motherfucker's like,
Plugged it into it.
I looked at your
You
face.
stuck
I'm
at the
like,
wall, looking like, I be telling people that, like, when you really
that's
go
just
through
real
those, like,
shit.
that's people that you really love. Like, for you to even say, I don't give a fuck if we yelled at each other the whole 6 hours.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? It's like, that shit's really love. That shit's really a friendship. And I be feeling like it's just no more that unless it's really kids that come from us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if it ain't a kid that come from us, then what the fuck are they doing? You know what I'm saying?
Well, the way to get it is that, so, like Trina's kids are my kids, but Trina's kids' friends are my kids too now. It's like, we spreading it out, like, it's getting spread, because it's like 6 of us, and then it's like 16 of them, but then it's like 40 of them, and so we getting it out there slowly, but it's getting out there. That's why I say it's a lot more than I think you just ain't around as much of them. Like,
I think it's a small amount, but I think it's increasing for the time. I think a lot more people are starting to feel like, okay, we gotta get on board with something. We gotta get on board with something.
What I'm saying, like, y'all have that. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Right.
we have that with our kids. Like,
So you're saying it's non-existent, or, I mean, it's happening to slowly but surely.
That shit's non-existent.
nah,
So
It's just,
but
we have it. No,
Lil
it's
just said that it's spreading. It's just,
we have it with our kids. We raised that.
no,
It's
but
just
it's
not
our
moving as
kids
fast
and
as
our
COVID.
kids and our
If you
kids'
really
kids.
been raised that way, then you really don't know that way.
But you know what though, there's a trickle down effect that happens, right? Like, so my kids are a certain way, their kids are a certain way, and then their friends kids come around, like, so let's say they come to my house, right? And like, let's say typically, you know what I mean, there's some wild dances, like some Orchard Park or some shit like that, like they get wild, I gotta say Orchard Park, like, you know. But let's say there's some wild ass fucking animals and shit. But for whatever reason, when they come into my space, they don't get on that type of time. Like, my friends kids know Yeah, I know you know this cuss and carry on them kids that way. And I walk into a space where they say, I don't want to remember that. They don't carry, they don't do that in my presence because that's just not my type of time. And so it becomes a trickle down effect, right? Like because they typically will do that, they, you know what I mean?
Right.
But they, you know what I mean? They change their energy because they're in a certain state. So I think like the more kids that come around and see how what the movement looks like, they'll start to adapt. And then maybe they'll bring that on and, you know what I mean? And start, incorporating that in their lives in small kind of ways or whatever. But I think between our little group, a lot of the kids look to us for a lot of different reasons and a lot of different questions and for help in a lot of different ways. And so slowly, I think I don't know if like if you're just looking at like Boston, Rockford, or whatever, if there's like if this thing is big like that. But I would love to think that there's more people trying to pour into their children and their children's children and
That's
so
what
on.
I'm trying to tell you. That's why I'm like, yo, y'all need to do a podcast because they really ain't.
Yeah, but look,
I'm
so this
trying to
is
tell
the
you
only
now.
thing.
Motherfuckers is
That's
not.
unfortunate if that's
Motherfuckers
really
is
the
not. I'm
case.
trying to tell you, like, the one thing about it, you could just work with the kids when you do move. Like, scared be pouring that into these kids. Cause how these kids be fucking know, like, this
Nah,
shit
when you
crazy.
get to know some of them though, like
You know?
they really are like,
But that's what I'm trying to. It's
yeah.
once you get that, but that's what I'm saying. It's like when you don't know that, like I was saying, or you don't come from that, and you just move it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it takes for you to now you met one of us.
Yeah.
So now you know some real love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you done been around my son, or you know what I'm saying. So now you know, okay, this nigga really just had or she. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's missing. That's why we need more of these shit, more of that type of shit, like so people get it. So we can still see shit.
The other part of this is that it's funny because Will's mom is like a pioneer in this sort of thing. Exactly kind of what you're talking about. Like she started a shelter for women and children back in the early '80s called Vision House. I think it's still standing or whatever. But her whole idea was making sure that women and children have somewhere to live and that they have the skills necessary to grow and be self-sufficient, take care of themselves, and so forth. And when we were kids, when this was just a vision in her mind, right? We were helping her. We were like, folding the envelopes. We were stuffing the envelopes, helping her mail stuff out. And she did her first presentation to like the BPA office and all these other people to get the grant money. We were sitting behind her, so it was just me, her, and I think just me and her, right? And she's giving a big presentation, and so she's like doing her little spiel. She's like, I have a vision. Live it, we vision. And we're stupid. We start laughing and shit because we're fucking goofball. We don't see the seriousness in what she's doing, right? We don't take this shit serious. She went on to build this thing, went on to build 2 different houses, a fucking outside tilapia tank where she grew her own fish. Outside, she created the first urban fucking farm. So all these urban farms that you see coming around that's out here now, Yvonne Miller was the first one, first pioneer to do this stuff. That stuff here in Boston, right? And so she started doing that. We didn't take it serious at all. You fast forward 20 years later, we don't have revision house. We do so much of the same type of shit in terms of working with people, looking out for people, people's kids, taking them in, loving on them, doing all that kind of stuff. And so it's like, it just kind of like came full circle. It came full circle. It's like the same sort of thing that Mom used to do and the way she used to do the kind of things that we're doing. So we're on to what you're saying. We're doing it. We come from that. We've seen that thing happen and we know how important it is and how much, because if it's not from Mill's mother, I kind of would have went to the left. And so she pulled me in and talked to me about stuff. Like after I got shot, like I was very easy. It was very easy. I could have been in that direction. I got shot and went to her house. You know what I mean? I left from the hospital, went to her house, to her and her mama. You know what I mean? I didn't stay in the project. You know what I mean? So it's people pouring into you before and then they come and forth stuff. And so I'm hoping that it ain't as bad as you think it is, but I like to think that there's more people out here that are trying to encourage and uplift the kids. And some, even if it's in a small way. You know what I'm saying?
And for me, I see it the opposite way because my father wasn't in my house. My kids' fathers weren't in their house, and my daughter's fiance's father wasn't in his house. But like, so now out of my kids, my son has raised not only his biological daughter, but a stepdaughter from 20 years old, like 19 years old. The baby was 2. And then now, and they've lived together for the last 7 years, like they're a unit. So he broke generational curses for my family going back or whatever. And then my daughter and her fiance, they have a 3-year-old. They've been together, so he broke generational curses not only for mine but also for his. So, and
Beautiful.
that's the younger people. These are young kids.
And you know what's crazy about generational curses? It takes generations to cultivate them.
Absolutely.
It's going to take
So you don't
generations
see
to
it, but
fix
it's happening.
them.
And that's the one thing I was going on one of the last ones I was going to ask you too, was how important do you feel it is for you to be married?
I think it depends on so many personally. I think that you need to have a solid family unit.
It would be great
I
to
don't know
have
if I-
two
who the
parents.
person is. I would love for it to be a mother and a father.
But what if your
But-
mother's abusive or your father's abusive? It doesn't make sense to have two parents anymore.
Exactly.
So it depends on how
I said,
healthy
my
it
youngest
is.
daughter's father went down, like they were dating. He was a good kid. He started doing fuck shit. She got pregnant. She was like, I don't want to not let him see his daughter because I don't want her to grow up and have a dad like I did. I don't want to be the reason why she don't have a dad. But for me, he's out here popping pills, gang banging, doing all that shit. I'm like, no, fuck that. That's what you want, so that you can, in the name of he's in her life. But
But you just also
No.
too, it broke the curse. So
no, not that.
no,
Not them.
No,
My son.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not saying that. But what I'm saying, so if it broke the curse, men is very important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But
You know,
so for that little girl, she got uncles. She doesn't have a father
see,
in
that's
her
what I'm
life.
saying.
But
Even
she
if
has it's a man. But
A
not
father figure.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So that's why I like to ask women like how important do you feel it is for a man to be in the crib? 'Cause it's like, you know, shit, when you go to a lot of doors, when it comes to the door, it's very rare. Men open the door, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely more out of that, and that's what I'm saying. What you saying they broke the curse, they show me men play a prevalent part. You know
Oh yeah,
what I'm saying?
definitely.
So when like being in a home, it should change your
So remember I said my mother's strongest, but she just told you how my mother moved things and everything. But my mother hates that I tell this story. Realistically, when I got buck wild in life, is when my brother went to college. My brother was my dad.
When your father figure was out.
He was the man in the house. He kept me in check. He went to college. I was like, oh, we out there. Like, yeah. So
The potty.
literally, yeah. So yeah, and then yeah, it turned a whole nother channel because he had me in check, and he doesn't. I don't even think he knows how much control he has.
That's why I be always saying that shit. Like, at some point, like, even with men, most people just on the inside, they do have to step up because shit is not important for a man to be in the crib. You know, and I even say that shit to my son. You know what I'm saying? I even like always tell them when I speak off experience, me going through it, and I always even look at my kid and be like, damn, imagine the difference if you would have been in the home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because again, my father was in the home, but he was not a toxic father. He wasn't a
Mhm.
my mom was a toxic. And then she started fighting my mother and fighting with her, just so she could jump all the time. And she didn't go. Then she keep up with him. So he was in the house, but he didn't play a role. Yeah. So I got to stay with both as someone who just didn't have a father in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And so what the fuck about that? Because you know what I mean? Like that's a whole nother level of shit because like you're there, but now I'm like, okay, so like, so I'm looking at it like y'all need to shut up and sit the fuck down, bring home the check, get it like my father used to do, give my mom a check, get the fuck up. That's what I said. You need to get the check, fuck up. But that's not what it was. So my perspective on it, I feel like, yeah, I think it's important. I just don't know for me now how that fits in. Like my children's father was in the house, but it wasn't a great thing.
Right.
It was no value added to him being there in terms of the type of shit he brought to the relationship with the household and whatever. So I don't fucking know. Like I would imagine that it would be incredible.
It would be great. It's too vague. It's too loaded.
Yeah, it's like I just don't
But a
know.
lot of times too, like You know what I'm saying? So you have to look at some of the shit that be missing with, us as men. You know what I'm saying? When you haven't had that, there's a piece of you that's missing. And that's what I mean about two things being in the home. You're gonna miss something. It don't matter if you grew up and your pops was the best father, but you ain't have your mother. It's something about you is gonna be, you know what I'm saying?
You won't be complete. You'll feel incomplete in some ways because there's no balance. You know what I mean? It feels not balanced. You're a woman trying to make a man into a man. My sons are a lot more sensitive. They're not soft, but they're sensitive. But they've been raised by all women. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just all women. Not a lot of men in the family. You know? We've always taken the dominant.
I always say that shit too. It's crazy as shit because I was saying that earlier. You being a woman, you would never fucking think that the nigga you have kids by, you have kids by. You know what I mean? Like, you would never be like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, like the difference and shit and how we do, you know what I'm saying? Like
That also plays back to kids having kids. Yeah, like that's why when people say to me now, like, oh, I didn't know, it's like, yeah, I don't even want to remember that. Like, I ain't here. I'm not trying to be responsible for the 19-year-old Lil. I'm trying to be responsible for the 47-year-old Lil. Like, this is what you get right here. Like, so the best version.
You're welcome, universe. Okay? You're blessed. Black is not cracking. I will say that right now.
one last thing, and if you had one thing you could take back with you.
Ooh, no child.
I think I want my mouth to be a claiming my time. Fuck this. Like, you know, I think I want some of my time back.
Claiming my time.
Ooh. I'm claiming my time. Like, I wouldn't give a lot of people, like, if I knew what I knew now, I would fucking rollerblade half these niggas. You know what I'm saying? And half some of these bitches that I used to hang with.
Testimony.
That shit might have been the most profound fucking incident.
I'm trying to tell you.
I wouldn't even think of motherfucking would ask me time back. Like, on some real shit, I don't even think a motherfucker would have thought of that. That was crazy as shit. Yeah, I don't even think, like...
Party done. We can go home now. Good night, y'all.
Drop the mic on that.
Push that shit out your face.
That shit crazy. Oh shit. And then what I was thinking, I wouldn't even thought of that shit. Like, but it's like, if you could get, why wouldn't you actually get time back? You know what I'm saying? The fuck is the most precious shit you got? What is your time in any situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it worked, it didn't work, maybe your time was valuable.
People say time is money. It is a word.
We gonna sign off on Boston Crab.
You gonna let nobody answer? I know that was the good answer, but can anyone else answer? We gonna end it on that? No, I'm good. That was a great answer. I just wanted everybody to have an opportunity.
I think everybody, shout out to Dicey, just walked in, shout out to rappers going on. You know what I'm saying? But I think at the end of the day, when we all thought about it, I think we all would ask for our fucking time.
Okay. I just want to make sure everyone had the opportunity.
I think she is wrong.
Miss True showing up good, I'll tell you what.
Shit before she said that. Fuck, my brain was somewhere else. Right?
This nigga want to go to Disney World.
If I could take back anything,
She said
I would have went to Canopy Lake last week.
Right, I would want my motherfucking time back.
Okay, Miss Lil, where can we find you again, please? What is it?
Book Her Beauty Bar.
Book Her Beauty Bar, and you're a hairstylist, yes?
Yeah.
You get your hair needs, honey. Miss Tree, where can we find you?
Guys, you catch me at T. Allison, all social media platforms, or business in Bruce Winky, all social media platforms, or embraceitbytree.com.
Cute.
Fuck with it too. Shout out to everybody, man. Come through, get some merchandise, fuck with all of us, support the brand. Everybody up here is black owned business and just trying to get it.
That's the phone. All right, Thisyourstop Podcast, Thisyourstop on YouTube. Find it just that way. Subscribe, like, comment, talk your shit. This is Johnny Tsunami, Machine Gun Johnny, Donnie Winfrey, Johnny Jesse Raphael. I love y'all. Until next time, God bless and good night.